What is up, everyone? It is How It's Hanging, episode 2, with no Dwight on second episode, as you guys see. Nah, it's the holidays, man. That's what happens, Families getting together, people got to travel. So, it's episode 2. We're here. So since Dwight's not hanging with us tonight, I figured I would just get more book work done. So it's a drawstring. So we're gonna have a little thing edit here on our thumbnail, and we're gonna drop it down, and now it's a drawstring. Just big old white letters, red letters, probably red letters. It don't matter. Blue letters, drawstring. So, there we go. It's just a big drawstring now. Yeah. So, we're working on this page today. Woohoo! I've been working on trying to get some of the details down in this foreground tree. I'll throw that up. Yes, you guys can see a lot of these just little growth plants, mosses, fungus, couple, leafy flower type things. Thinking, not trying to pack too much variety in it. I'm even thinking about putting a bug somewhere of sorts. But it's just foreground detail. We got some exterior shots of Tulibania again that's going to be in between the limbs. So just trying to get my main shapes in, get my main contours kind of directed out, but getting this detail in here and then start to light this up. So I kind of figured I've got all this line art here, so why not just start to use the highlight and start popping that stuff in. So guys, buckle up, because that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah. Now, because this tree limb is going to be a little bit busy, I'm going to put it in its own folder, create a light folder, add a highlight layer. And I like working in overlay mode at 75% just because I'm able to still see through it and get its 100% opacity. After I, get done with stuff a little bit more, I'll play around with that layer effect. If I like overlay, I'll keep it there. If I don't like it, I'll change it to a different layer style. A lot of times normal's the other the other way I go. I'm not trying to think too much ahead. Oh, what is up, Mr. Bancroft? Hello, sir. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Hope you are doing good. We're working on another page, and I just figured I'd start doing a little bit of highlighting and show what light can do as far as building some mass and form with direction. Now, this is I don't think it's nighttime yet. I've got to make my decision on that in the script, but I'm not sure if it's nighttime yet or not, but I'm going to throw stuff in with a high contrast. This is a fun page to do. It's a break from all the denethite detail because it's, like I said, it's an exterior of Tulibania again, so I get to go back and do some real environments instead of all that weird, crazy stuff. What's up, Creators Outlet? Good to see you, sir. Yeah. Prepping for Boomer. Yeah. Speaking of, Dwight, like I said, guys, Dwight's not in tonight. He's visiting some people doing holiday stuff, gatherings and all that. So business stuff. All that important things to do around the holidays. Yeah, and tomorrow night I'll be back on doing this again. I'm trying to keep consistency, trying to keep some things up. I haven't broken my old habits and starting to use like YouTube posting, or I mean, there's not much going on as I'm sitting here drawing, so I probably need to be looking at more stuff while I'm working. I mean, here's a few cool things. You know, Alex Jones gets brought back up, you know, on Twitter. They let him back on. And then him, Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, and a bunch. I'm sure everyone's already seen it, heard it, listened to it. Crazy, man. I saw this funny Lord of the Ring meme where it's like, it's when they see that Gandalf is revived, spoiler alert, and it's like, it's impossible. I saw you fall. It's like, I come back now at the turn of the tide, and it's Alex Jones' face on Gandalf's head. Awesome. Reminds me of the one I did of Michael Bancroft. Let's see, where's that at? It's right up here. I keep it in a special file. Yeah, the Bogan Wizard. Yeah. You shall not pass. The Bogan Files, yes. Fun times, man. Good times. Back to, so my direction of light that I usually go for is always something that's above the head. I'm not going to say always for a basic like default that I always go. And this isn't really what I would call, I mean, I try to keep it to the scene lighting as much as possible, but there's still a lot of form going down that when I pull back out and start to do some selections or add some highlights in mass over the whole shape, that's when a lot of those forms start to crisp up and solid, the way you guys kind of see a lot of that detail I've done in other drawings. But it's been a while since I've done some exterior shots, so my hands more than warmed up, and techniques have improved. So I am I mentioned, like I said, I went back a couple weeks ago and started fixing some stuff from earlier drawings, faces particularly. Yeah, I was working. Me and Joe have been talking faces back and forth. It's been fun. Seems to be a thing that some faces are just difficult, especially when you're working from a certain like reference and stuff. It can get depending on the references, it can get a little challenging. But I love exploring it with them, because what we're actually doing is like breaking down, the realistic shapes down into your signature or your symbols for that kind of visual design. Yes, I was drawing with a big fat brush instead of a tiny little one. So getting those suggestions, in quick movements. He did a bang up job. I think we busted around on this one for a little bit, and then he went off on his own and then like busted it out real quick. I was like, heck yeah. I sent him some of my stuff I'm working on. It's like, well, the foreshortening here and this lag, it's like, it's always good to get that fresh eye. So again, trying to give a universal, or not a universal, but an actual like just a height map, light treatment to things. I can of course, since it's its own layer, I can kind of change how intense it is. So right now it's at 75%. If I really wanted to boost it, and it's maybe not much of a change that you guys could see, but I could bring it all the way back down. So, but it also serves as surface shapes that if I end up doing any certain effects to, it's a design shape. What I mean by that is there's this thing called blend options. You double click on that layer, and I can throw in, I'm going to throw a big blue disc or a red one just so you guys can see what's happening. So it's set to radial. I'll bring it down to size. I'll change this to normal, brighten it up. But now that I've got that highlight layer, I could come around and start accenting a lot of the shapes with this. I could kill it down, tamp it down. I could bring it back up. And that's all. So if I had something like that and then come around and do the same thing on the base underneath, and I'll just change it to blue real quick, you'll see these kind of how it starts to blend together and create these interesting, gradients. You have a little bit more control with it. And of course, we're just using that as an example, but there's a lot of purposes that just getting these highlights in for me. I've always found cool tricks to utilize with them. Especially when you're dealing with magic in another world with like bioluminescence and stuff. It's just, kind of find some certain tricks. I think the earliest thing I ever did in digital art and trying to find effects was, of course, a lightning bolt, or a lightsaber. I think that was a lot of energy balls. Giggity. But so yeah, just coming in, popping all those shape highlight, and then trying to be accurate, but I'm also going a little quick. I could go slower and be more intentional and really, keep that accuracy flowing. But man, it takes forever. And it changes the energy of the mark making. So I kind of like to keep that controlled scribble going. I don't know. It takes a little, I know it sounds crazy to say, it takes a little bit of getting used to or a little bit of practice to do some pretty cool different controlled scribbling stuff. That's kind of what I was talking about with foliage on the other, I think my last episode with that background. Oh yeah, we finished that page. I haven't shown that yet. Good time. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll throw that up. I don't want to open it up like that. I was about to open up the Photoshop file. It's like, no, that's way too much. I don't want Photoshop to slow down on me. All right. Here we go. So, finish this page. I was super hyped. So, blah, nasty. Blasty explosions. Crazy magic monkey stuff happening. Running away. So yeah, finish that page up. So I'll be making an update real soon, everyone, on the campaign page. Those bi-monthly updates I've been doing. Yeah. So back to highlights. Color in the line. Oh man, that's what that mask layer. I'm always using this color purple. It serves as an underpainting, but in digital art, as long as you're using opaque layers, you're, for your main flats, you don't have to really worry about that much. It's a safeguard for me, but it also allows me a whole shape to grab onto, which I could after I color it and then merge everything, but it's something I was looking out for, because in tattooing, when you're shading, black ink or colored ink, especially, like it can, you're not getting in the same depth all the time, which that's a perfect tattoo artist, is someone who has been doing it so long that it goes in the same depth, same rate, same speed. That's why a lot of good tattoos take a while. But coming on up into it, you'll get holes in the fill. And some guys go way too deep and hamburger it up. So it's not good, but I think we called them holidays. But yeah, they're just little holes where the fill didn't go through. So that's sort of what that layer is for me mainly. It throws in some composition real quick, and you'll see that in the later pages I'll be working on from the thumbnails. I really went far with the thumbnails to bring more life to just that part, because I kind of needed those new pages. You'll see them when I start working on them. But I've already got the main shapes, these bases in there, giving me the idea of light and shadow and how it's bouncing around in the scene, just as a thumbnail. So I'll be working from that. Can't wait. This is the last easy page that I got to go. The other pages they have the most character dynamics going on them, most of the main action. So yeah, it's going to be fun, but we're almost there. I think by that time we'll have about 6 pages. So, woohoo! We're getting there. And then I start to do the finalizing of the writing, getting in touch with the printer, getting the lettering, finished. So yeah, I think I didn't try to do this on purpose. It's the way I work, but the way I felt comfortable this way, I just didn't nail down the actual writing part of it until that last end. It's all been kind of, it was nailed down and then it changed and then it rewrote. And so I'm just kind of holding off until I could see all the visuals, see all the panel storytelling, and really crisp up the drafts that I think this is going to be draft 10 or 15. It may be even like draft 20 if I take in all the small adjustments, even some of the additions I've been making. So yeah, it's focused. I'm just trying to make sure it's good. And it's telling the right stuff. So that's the other thing, is it's trying to tell the right stuff and that I want everyone to know. And that's a couple of the tests that I've been doing recently is, okay, what information am I letting out in what order, with what pacing, that's going to give them what understanding. Actually listing these things out and drawing lines between them and go, well, you can't expect them to know this unless you let them know this in this way. And so a lot of potential for stuff, because my head bounces with all these notes and ideas of little details, things, but it's always about editing those things down and focusing them down towards one goal, driving the story forward. That's one of the critiques I think people give to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and stuff a little bit, is the fact that he breaks off of that main drive to kind of run off and talk about the scenery. It's dude, Gulliver's Travels. It's just, and I've said that before, guys, go try to read it. It's funny how it's just funny how literature works and changes. And we did a lot of poetry and stuff in English 3 with Professor Tate. It's this old dude. He was awesome. Came into class. First day, I think it was with English 1. I had him for English 1 and English 3 at Savannah. He comes in with a book. Grumpy old dude comes up, slams his big, thick book on the podium and goes, turn your books to page. And he had everyone in the class read a paragraph one by one by one. We went all the way around, and it just sounded like this is going to be the boring, so drawn out class is going to be a bummer. And then we get to the last person, he slams the book shut and goes, "Now, what the hell did any of that mean?" So he was a cool teacher. It was a professor. It was fun to kind of go through some of the stuff that he was kind of having us angle at, seeing certain poetry. I think Robert Frost was one of his big ones that he wanted to analyze all the time. Then Mary Shelley with Frankenstein. That was one of the big, Lord Byron, the whole time that all the writers got together. I think that was the origins of the Frankenstein novel or book story. But yeah, he was big into that era of stuff. My English 2 professor was Mark Twain. So, hear about Huckleberry Finn. Was that right? Yeah. I think Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. Yeah. But the comic books, the ones I've been reading, I love I was talking to Chris, and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's like reading a comic should feel like watching a movie. That's kind of the aim and the goal." And so many people have opened up their books with these cool open, there's action that builds up, and then this big open shot, and it's like, aha, the title screen. It's awesome. I gotta say, I miss that mark on my book. I don't have that kind of opening. Instead, I have, what I did as far as that Tulabanya double page. But landing down on a lot of the stuff for the second book. Been talking about it a bit, going, I want to open it up like this. This book is going to end this way, so I think it'd be just not just fair, but the right move to open up the next book this way. So, and I was looking at, I don't know, I know I want to do traditional pencils and kind of do what Joe did with Star Circuit 1 and go straight to digital color, but I've been watching videos on I forgot what they call it. Obviously, I only watched a couple of videos on it, but it's this particular paint. It's a gouache paint, but it's a particular brand of paint. Sorry to say, it's a little weeb because it's the anime paint. I'm trying to track it down real quick, guys. Let's see. I feel bad talking about it without knowing what I'm talking about. But it works similar to gouache. It just dries a hell of a lot faster. The guy working with it paints Gizmo from Gremlins in it, so he just quickly gets it all down, and then he says as he doesn't know if he feels comfortable with a paint that dries that quick, and I'm like, dude, yeah, I guess it takes a lot of confidence, but I love it when paint dries quickly. It means I can keep working. Waiting for oils to dry is boring. So, man, I'm trying to find it. I'm rolling down. I can't believe I can't find it right now. I'll watch. It'll suggest it 10 times to me tomorrow. Be like, hey, do you remember this? But it's a type of sign paint. It's apparently real cheap sign paint. But back to highlighting. Man, when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. I forget what it was called. I don't, because what I think it's called, I think it's the brand. Oh God, I don't know what it is. I want to say it, but I don't think that's it. Cracker paint. I'm gonna look. I said it, but who cares? But I don't know if that's it. Cracker paint. Why did I think cracker paint? Oh, what's up, Steve? How you doing? Yeah. Episode 2, guys. Yeah, Steve's over here doing some fun Star Wars parodies, guys. All your favorites are in there doing some voice acting. So get you some. Go sub to his channel. Right click on his name in the chat and throw that up there. I'll throw it up in a second. I gotta figure out if I'm going cracker paint. It's crazy. I can't believe I can't find it. That's a brand though, I thought. I was looking into it. I was like, oh crap. Okay, they're legendary anime paints. Thought there was a different name for them. Oh no, that's why I said this is funny. Okay, so they're called legendary Knicker postcard colors. So CKIER. I'm trying to get them pulled up right now because that's dicey. I'm not English. I can't get away with that. Let's see. Is there anywhere on Amazon I can find those? I'll find them. I mean, even the guy was like, ooh, these are some really nice paints. So I was watching Shantan Jetty use his watercolors, and they're just phenomenal the way he uses them. So I've been looking at those type of vibrant paints that dry real uniformly, that don't, especially when you're adding water to them. Let's see. I'll pull them up. Oh, dang. Yeah, there they are. Okay, so pulling up the Amazon right now. These watercolor paints, they're pre-mixed, and the guy was like, yeah, they're poster color, but they're really nice, apparently fun to work with, but a little challenging because of how dry, quick they dry. But that was interesting to watch the guy go through. If you guys look for legendary anime paints on YouTube, you'll find it. But yeah, shortly. Oh, okay. Yeah, about 9:30, guys. You guys gonna be uploading a new Star Wars episode. Heck yeah. The droids. Yeah. Sweet. Yep. Cool. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Can't believe it. I'm not typing good today, guys. Some days I'm on, some days I'm off. I've got fat fingers, so I haven't been texting well either. I've never been good at texting. The buttons are too tiny for my fingers. Let's see. All right. Yeah. There's Steve's link. Go check him out. He's on YouTube. All right, back to highlighting. Yeah. So I found those paints. But yeah, if you've ever used flash paint, that's vibrant. I didn't work much with gouache, but I did a little bit. So that's why I'm looking at these paints and going, Oh, what's up, Sumo? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So we can get some of these areas highlighted. And you can see the texture it's starting to create by just getting a little bit of that light right there. I'm going to keep working on this area so I can show you guys more of the kind of... I do this everywhere, so I'm not just going to be bringing it right here in this corner. But everything I do in this corner, I kind of do everywhere. So we're going to create another highlight 2 layer, overlay, throw that 80. So it's 5% more power. That's where I start kind of hitting the peaks of certain shapes and kissing them with a nice little highlight that adds a third layer of value. And you can push that, but there's only so far white you can go and so far dark you can go. And this isn't even full 100%, the color white. I think Malin had said that too. It's like, don't do that. I think for metal and stuff, and I'm sure he'd agree, is like, or laser beams, your white's but put a little color. I do that for black. I add a little tinge of that purple. It kind of warms it up. You could do, but there's line holds and other techniques. It's just little things, little things, not rules, just things. Different ways. A kaleidoscope of flavor. Your mom. See, Dwight's here. He's just not here. All right. Kind of cluster all these little bits up in here, open here. I'll pull back out, zoom back out, and let you guys see where those little touches of that. Bam. Makes them really pop. You can go in with a shade layer too. Start to tamp some areas down if you need to. I'm just talking through this stuff. Tomorrow I'll be doing the same thing, probably for a couple hours. I'm thinking about doing 2-hour tomorrow. Yeah. Get this done. So this layer, shade layer, is also an overlay style. That's kind of how I always like to start with it at a 50%. And then once the color goes into this, because again, it's all kind of uniform right now with that under bits. So you can't really see what the shade's doing yet. It's there. I'm going to go ahead and throw some color under it. This is fun, guys. Just kind of constantly building up a little area. But I'm getting all my pieces made too, so that's good. Call this the moss layer. Yeah. Now it's Devanis moss, so I'm going to play with a couple. I'm going to start with a color. I'll probably end up with another color. But something bright to make sure I can catch the little holes that I was talking about. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you lasso tool, make sure, you don't have any holes. You lasso tool, be pretty accurate. I'm going to pull that off real quick. The thing I don't like about lasso tool sometimes is the edge treatment with it. In Photoshop, it doesn't like it hard cuts them real hard. And I know, I guess when you shrink it down, you need to do it that way to keep the crispness, separation if all your flats are on the same layer, so it's easy to select and grab shapes. Again, you guys probably can't see little things. Yeah, who would? So maybe that's the better way of doing it, quicker. I always try to exercise that hand, but I'll be real with you. I've got rubber bands, like hair ties around it right now to thicken it up to stop my hand from cramping. First time this has been happening. Getting old sucks. I'm not really that old, so. But this has been fun. Been loving it. All right. Yeah, some days I'm just a madman. I gotta go in manually. Right here, it's just faster for me to go in, throw it in. In my head, it's faster, but what it's doing is offering me different options. But maybe that's the problem. That's why I get trapped in the detail loop a little bit. I utilize it. I wouldn't call it a trap. I go in knowing the consequences. Obviously now. It's been a long time, guys. But it's almost over. Almost over. So get my edge cases figured out. And yeah, color's way too bold. Like I said, I'm not quite too sure sold yet if this is a nighttime scene or not. So I'm going to be coming around and adjusting colors like mad. Just to kind of give myself some options. But yeah, I was trying to show that shade, but how effective that shade layer is. What it does is just kind of tints things a little bit more, at least the way I'm setting it up. And again, that could have just been a simple black shape. So sometimes when gradients go through and colors start mixing a certain way, those dark shades start taking on warmer or colder colors depending on what I'm throwing. So let's take that moss that I just threw out. And pull this dealio up over here and have just the tip of that moss getting hit by this ambient light. And what that'll do is that's going underneath those highlight layers and the highlight 2 layers. So the highlight 2 layer is really going to bump that up. Yeah, bump it up. So you can see those spots catching light now. There's other things I like doing. So this will change the more shape I give. More shape that I give to that layer, it'll this whole gradient will change the more I add more to it. But you can see how I start getting, I got hand lighting on top of pretty, computer perfect gradient, gradations going on. So trying to do a lot of that, and I love a lot of the patterns and a lot of art colors, different techniques. I mean, heck, I think I got one of the coolest guys, to work on that one of the pieces that you guys will be getting with the book. The Eric Weathers did the line art for it, but Oliver from 656 did the color job on it and really set it off. And I sent it over to Joe. He's like, yeah, real classic color looks, textures, all that stuff. He did Dead Stop. You guys didn't get that. I got my copy of it up here. But heck Yeah, I turn that. So if I work with the effects on, it slows down that layer, so it slows down the computer because it's having to recalculate all the settings that I've got. So it slows it down, so it's easier to turn. If you get something set and you're going to continue working, your computer and the program will work faster. You just know that you have those set. Turn off the layer, work on it. When you turn back on, you're going to have to adjust some stuff, but your computer won't crash. That's not all the time. It's a lot of the time. So, heck yeah. Oh, I saw this really cool drawing table. Killer deal on it, $100. Thing had it was totally adjustable. It was huge, made of wood. It was nice. I was about to go pick it up, and then whoop, someone grabbed it right before. They were like, "Nah, the guy hit me up before you did. He's coming to pick it up." Like, dang. But yeah, I'm looking into that because of book 2. Drawing a comic on an easel is not something I'm looking at doing. Or in my lap. That's the other thing. I could take the pages to my big drawing board and just kind of have it in my lap and draw it that way. But, oh yeah, thanks, Collision. Hit that like and subscribe. Heck yeah. Hit that like button like you're an undercover cop and having to not blow your cover. Come on, man. You a narc? You a narc? Prove it. What was that? What was it? I can't believe it. The Departed movie. Wasn't that the one? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Just throwing the moss down here, guys. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is just popping it in there. But you can see, like, if I do a selection, it makes it so much easier. I don't know why I'm not doing it. I don't know. I think it feels freer with my hand going in there and making those choices as I come to it. I know you're kind of doing that with the lasso tool. It's a very definitive selection. And you bucket tool and there's no worries of holes. But tomato, potato, you know. See what I did there? No. So yeah, next week, Thursday is Christmas, isn't it? So, more than likely, Dwight's not going to be on next week either. I might show up, say hi to everyone, Merry Christmas and all that stuff. Did I do that last year? I know last year we were celebrating getting funded. So, thank you guys again. It's been a crazy, crazy fun year getting all this together, seeing the light. And for myself, too, I think I found a feng shui. Finally. But this is exciting. And I'll be able to get back to the crystal shard daggers. They'll be so much fun to get those finalized and together. I've got all their handles started. Showed you guys I got one almost finished, and the blade's got to get set into it. Got another one that's just the handle started, and the other one handle's kind of halfway there. So, woohoo! I gotta start pouring some crystals for reals. I got 2 molds that will work perfect with this new mold design that I got. That'll make them more uniform, easier to go with for me to handle, because the other molds that I had were okay. They were doing the job. They just weren't at the quality I would want them in a regular interval. You know, for some reason, this would change or this would change. And a lot of that had to be with the way I made the mold. But the new ones won't allow for that to happen, that kind of fluctuation. So maybe I need to make some more of them, which I have. I have 10 cans with their cut in half, and those are my mold shapes. So I've got this cross section made with toothpicks that I make. I super glue the master crystal onto, so it's suspended, and the toothpick creates the pour channel for all the acrylic and the coloring pigments. And so, yeah, once it's done, the silicone mold's dry, you just kind of pull all that out with some pliers, and your mold's done. So pour into it, let it cure, pour your pigments in, give it a quick little, and then yeah, should look great. Done enough tests, enough of them came out. So, but I need to make a lot of them. Oh, what's up, crazy man? Good to see you, man. Heck yeah. Just talking about your loading shard. Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you. And everyone did great, in the Star Wars and the Droids cartoon, man. It's funny. The voices, the sound, it's all good. It's fun. Heck yeah. And what, episode 1's got over 1,000 views now? That's great. That is great. Running again. $2,300. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be posting stuff. I'm trying to think. I would like to show the process. Here's the thing: is I'm not a corporation, so I'm not going to be in a white lab coat, in a nice little laboratory or art studio pouring these things. I mean, I'm doing these things in kind of like my back rooms. So it's these chemicals, you're supposed to be wearing a mask the whole time. So I try. So heck yeah, about to release episode 2. That's what Steve was saying. Yeah. Congrats. Like I said, guys, the link is in the chat. Doesn't need to go in again. Oh yeah, there it is again. Yeah. So, guys, if you want to see episode 2, run over there, check it out. Subscribe. And again, coming in, bringing those highlights back in. I'm on highlight layer 1. Going in on my green areas, my mossy areas, popping those little edge details out. Working with a 0.3 tool, or I guess number 3 hard line tool. This is my closest equivalent to a mechanical pencil, which is what I like doing my traditional stuff in. I just don't have to waste time sharpening a pencil, but at the same time, it's like thicker lines take me more time to do. I end up having to, what I tell Joe, carve a lot of what I do. I just call it carving because that's what it feels like I'm doing. Like carving. If I have to make a big thick line, I'll be like, I'll make it with a bunch of smaller lines and have to like carve it out. Kind of makes a certain texture run off with it, but it's also really good just to get a nice clean line. But yeah, I hope everyone's holidays will go good. Like I said, I'm probably gonna jump in that night just to say hi to everyone. Who knows? I might be in Ninja Turtle onesies. Me and Joe haven't pulled that off in a while. We did it one time. This looks great. How far are you along? I'm after this page is done, will be 7 or 6 pages. 7 pages left. So yeah, getting there. And that's the page we just finished. So yeah, I forgot you guys had just dropped in. This is the page I just finished. We were working on it last week. But yeah. But yeah. Fun. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is a draw stream because Dwight's not here. Little punk. Oh yeah, and I didn't notice this at first, guys, and I don't take it personally because it wasn't directed towards you. This is a character in a show I watch, and the actress is Clarice Leachman. She was in a bunch of old stuff like Lassie and Young Frankenstein and stuff back in the day. But I'm not calling you guys old and decrepit by the name tag. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what it was. I was just like, we start a new show and then Dwight can't be on. Did I kick him off? Did I not? That's not what I was saying. Telling on myself. That's not what I was saying. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate y'all. Heck yeah. She was in Beer Fest. Oh yeah, she's grandma. Yeah, with the salon. That's right. Or what do they call it? Gam. Right? That's what they called her. Gam. I haven't seen Beer Fest in a while. That's where yeah. It's funny. Oh, I totally forgot she was in that. Yeah. It's funny. Totally makes sense now. But that's right. But when I was thinking about it, it's like, Beverly Hillbillies. Granny and that. I kept seeing that character with the double barrel in your face. uh-oh, I have a lot to answer for, because I know this is all kind of getting confusing a little bit. It's like, but the whole angle here is just to get more draw time on stream, and in a more again, it was just something for Dwight and me to kind of be more relaxed, and then I can on the other, on my own, kind of get into some more of the nerd lore stuff, the backstory stuff, get you guys, and then learn from you too. We want to get some guests on this show, so if you have a project and you want to show it, guys, Steve, if you ever want to jump on and shill the channel and what you guys are doing, Crazy Mad, any of you guys want to jump in sometime and talk about what your channel's going on, heck yeah. But yeah, I know Chris Fisk, we keep talking about him getting on here, but he just went over there on Crowfire, so if you guys are interested in more Infinitale stuff, check out Crowfire Studios' recent interview with Chris Fisk. It was awesome. Oh, what's up, Jeremy Burtz? Heck yeah, good to see you, man. Yeah, and you've been putting out some stuff too. If you ever want to jump on the stream and be like, yeah, be awesome. All right, like I said, we the more that Dwight gets to meet some more people too, it's much more fun rather than two people. It's more fun having like multiple people. The jokes are fun. It's back and forth. I don't know. I enjoy it more when we're both talking to a guy. Like I was saying, we're brothers. We're tired of talking to each other. No, it's to me, it's just more the merrier, more fun. But yeah, let's get this going. So yeah, guys, it's basically my plan for this tree branch is getting the main color set in, which I still haven't done the bark yet, which I'm going to do now. And I've worked in certain areas. You guys will see how I build up mass and form using my layers and layer types. And some of what gives my work its specific look is using a combination of hand lighting along with the Photoshop computer perfect gradients. Those combinations create this real fun dynamic that I've learned to play with. Didn't really see anyone else do it. I was just at a job trying to figure out how I can improve the marketing quality of the art, trying to get it looking like finished, high quality art. And so I started just breaking things down, and funny enough, I mean, it worked right along with a lot of how comic books break down in their different stages too, between line art, colors, so. But I bring a lot of my own weird stuff to it. So as long as it's working. So yeah, pop in a little bit of inner glow here. Tamp it down. See what overlay looks. Okay, not bad. Kind of give it a more purple. It's a little dark, but that might be okay. If I pop in other stuff. Throw another gradient on that right side. Yeah, see? Yeah. That's on a normal. What's overlay look like? Not much different. But I'll keep it there because of the way overlay works with light. And I haven't hit that yet. So we'll be doing that. Anything else? Oh, yeah. Let's have some. Nah, I have that one. Sorry, guys. You're seeing me do some stuff here. So if it's a nighttime scene, I'll need a lot of the edge cases right on the inside of the contours to be highlighted, and more of the center holding a lot of the silhouette dark shades. you guys understand what I'm saying on that one. I like using the radial ones because I can come around certain curves, hint them right at the right spot. Man, that line right there makes it chop. So I actually might go, no, I got you. Just make it a little smaller. But you know, it's all a little tedious, but it's that fine tuning that when you zoom out and or everything gets shrunken down, it'll be worth it in the end. So let's pop another one of those down there. But yeah, when I got the test version of this book, I was only halfway through it when I went and got a test print. The guys at the print place was like, it was just like a Kinko's because I was getting a quick one just to see how, you know, everything would hold being smaller. And I went to manga size instead of just the current or standard size, which you guys are going to be getting that size. But it held great. But man, I forgot where I was going with that. Something about that size. Dang, where was I going? Sorry. Anyway, that's that episode for tonight. I don't know what's going on. I know Bancroft usually streams on Thursdays. And there's some others. But yeah, if you guys want to jump on the show sometime, hit me up, you know, on Twitter. Let me know what's going on. Yeah, the guy at Kinko's. Oh, yeah, he was like, oh, that's a lot of color in the book. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, he was. He looked at that at the book to print the test out, and he goes, that's a lot of color. So that's what happens when I'm doing these gradients, and you're getting a lot of color variance in just about everywhere on the page. And well, you guys are seeing it. I don't know what that really means to a printer at this point, but I guess I'm going to learn. You know, I mean, I get it. At SCAD, they were, you know, in a pointillism lesson, you know, with painting. It was like put every little bit of color everywhere, and that unifies, you know, that's a way of unifying your paintings. Yeah, well, if you do that, it's a lot of color. So I know there's more simple ways of doing a lot of stuff than how I've been doing it. But this is my first go. I'm gonna do what I do this time, and then fare the comments and the reactions to it later. So it's always about learning and getting better. Like I said, Joe's already helped me with a couple foreshortening things. We talked faces. You know, I'm never satisfied with being, you know, stop learning at all. Not at all. But okay. So smoking. That's funny. So no Bancroft tonight. All right. Cool. Oh, Liefeld. Oh, there you go. Over on Pop XP. Yes. Cool. Well, guys, that's it tonight. Like I said, next week, Dwight probably won't be on again, but I'll pop in probably and say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be on tomorrow night. It'll be probably a 2-hour show because I really want to make some more tracks on this page. So, if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I'll see you guys next week. But have a safe one. Be, you know, watch out for, I don't know, how's the weather up there? Is it snowy? Is it crazy? Jeremy draws better than life. Oh, I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. I guess like I said, I got to get an intro and then an outro for the show. We still don't have that yet. I'll get to it. Anyway, that's it. It's a hard cut. We'll see you guys later. Bye. See you later. Bye. Hard cut.